Hey guys, welcome back to Beauty Bleeds Makeup, and today we are doing my first ever favorites video. I won't be doing videos like this often because I don't have the money to spend like $600 each month on makeup. Way too much money. So this is all stuff that I've collected over the past 4 or 5 months, and they're things that I've tested out a lot and that I really love. So let's jump right in. So the first thing is these earrings. These are the coolest spiked earrings. I got them on Amazon, and they're by a brand called Pammy J, and they're beautiful, and they're so me. What I really love about them is that they're not heavy, because lots of big hoops are super duper heavy, but these are pretty lightweight. One woman on the website that said she put them just straight through her tunnels, and I thought that was a really cool idea. I don't have tunnels, but I have gauged my ears before. Moving on. This is the Giorgio Armani Acqua de Gio, but this is such a beautiful perfume. I smelled it in the store and I kind of melted. You know those perfumes that just really relax you and make you feel... Okay, this reminds me of the movie Die Another Day, the James Bond movie, when Halle Berry comes out of the water in that first scene. Gorgeous, like she always is. That's what this smells like. It smells so good, so sexy, yet really fresh. And like I said, it's really relaxing to me. So I actually spurts this on sometimes before bed. Definitely a good designer purchase. I'm going to do a whole separate video actually on all of my favorite foundations. So I'm just going to talk about the 2 new ones that I've recently picked up that I really love. So the first foundation is the Becca Aqua Luminous Perfecting Foundation. I love this. If you've ever played around with their shimmering skin perfectors, the highlighters, it's like that but in a foundation. It's really radiant and really hydrating, amazing for dry skin. I've heard some people that have oily skin do like this as long as they use a more mattifying primer, but this is definitely worth the money. I have extremely dry skin. So having a foundation that's really hydrating that I can use when my skin is peeling and it doesn't catch on the dry patches of my skin is amazing. And there are 8 shades right now. I know they're coming out with a 9th one, which is going to be Porcelain, which is for lighter, fair skin. I know they really listened to the customer reviews and realized they didn't have enough shades, so they're creating some new ones. Just one of the reasons I love Becca, because they listen to their customers, which I think is a really great thing for a brand to do, is to listen. I'm actually wearing this today, mixed in with my Kat Von D Lock-It Tattoo foundation, just to add a little bit more coverage, because this is a pretty light coverage foundation. But I definitely recommend it if you have normal to dry skin and you want some radiant, dewy looking skin. This is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation Stick. Oh my goodness. I'm madly in love with the liquid. I own the liquid in 2 different shades, one for when I'm pale and then my tan shade. It's spectacular for filming. I use it for auditions, for filming, photos, so many different things. And then I heard about the stick foundation, which is in a creamy formula. It rolls up like so. This is the shade 120, which is for light skin with yellow undertones. These shades are a little bit off from the liquid shades that they have. The 120 I have is definitely a little bit lighter in the liquid. This is a little bit more neutral than their other colors. But it is so creamy. It is really easy to use. I like to kind of stipple it around my face and then blend it in with a beauty blender, just to get an even layer first, and then I go back and build where I need coverage, because you really do not need a lot of this. I see lots of people like going all over their face, and you don't need that much, so definitely keep that in mind. I say this for every video and every time I talk about foundation. It's so much easier to start with a little and then build up the coverage that you want, because it just goes everywhere and you're wasting product. This is meant more for touch-ups and on the go, and when you're in a rush, or if you're a makeup artist and you need to carry like 20 different foundation shades with you, you can have these. And so it's not meant to be giant, but I really like it. And I'm definitely going to buy my dark shade, which is 127. And yes, I jumped from 120 to 127, which is a huge jump, but I get extremely tan naturally. And I'm really glad they have a wide range of colors for this foundation. Okay, so speaking of the Beauty Blender, so this is the Beauty Blender Pro, so it's the black one. And I like this one so much more than the pink one. The pink one, when I used it, it didn't blend out my foundation very well. I felt like it was dense even after I had soaked it in water and squeezed out the excess water. And after a few washes, it actually started to tear on me. So I returned that. Recently, one of my friends asked me what I thought of the Beauty Blender, and I said I hated it. And someone else asked me what I thought of the other one. So I figured before I give a full review, I should at least try one of the other ones. And I really like this one. I will only recommend this if I can make this sponge last a really long time. On the website, it says you're supposed to replace this every 3 months. I think it's ridiculous if you're spending this much money on a sponge. This is a $20 sponge. So mine better last a very long time. I'm taking very good care of it. So in another 6 or 7 months, if this is still usable, I'll let you guys know in another favorites video and let you know if it's actually worth repurchasing. But so far, I'm really enjoying it. It is spectacular with my more full coverage foundations, and I like the added hydration. You can also spray this with a setting spray and then apply your foundation, and that setting spray really soaks into the foundation and makes your makeup last a pretty long time. So go Beauty Blender. So this is probably my favorite of the favorites. This is Champagne Pop. Oh, it's so pretty. Look at that. Oh my god. This is such a beautiful product. So earlier I mentioned the shimmering skin perfectors from Becca. This is one of them. This is a collaboration done with Jaclyn Hill, she's the queen of YouTube, pretty much. And she created a highlighter with them. And it's the most beautiful highlighter. I'm wearing it today on my cheekbones. It is a peachy golden highlight, and it's the only highlight I really ever actually use. I was really hesitant to purchase this at first because I knew it was limited edition and I knew if it ran out, I'd be really sad. But when they said that it was now a permanent item, I had to get it, and I'm really glad I did. This is gonna last me such a long time. It's so pretty. She's doing a second collaboration with them as well, and I believe it's this Champagne Pop in a cream and liquid version. At least that's what I hope it is, because I would definitely get one of those as well. Actually, any of the shimmering skin perfectors I'd recommend, but this is just my favorite because it looks good when I'm pale and also when I'm tan. And I've seen this on extremely pale women and women of color, and it looks great on all of their skin tones. So it's just a very universal product, which I enjoy. Pretty sure you guys have seen this in my other videos. I've been using it every single time I do my makeup. This is the Kat Von D Color Correcting Eye Primer. And I love this. It is a primer in a stick form. So it comes out like this in a little pencil. And you just drag it across your eye and then blend it in with your fingers. And it's probably the best primer I've ever used, especially if you have oily eyelids, which I do have, which is weird because I have extremely dry skin, but my eyelids are oily. I don't know why. But this is a spectacular product. It comes in 5 different other colors. Fair, light, medium, which is the shade that I have, and then tan and deep, I believe. So there's something for everyone. I get a good 18-hour wear with my eyeshadows, which is spectacular. I personally like to put on makeup and then not have to think about it the rest of the day. Her Locket collection, just in general, is probably some of my favorite makeup. She is coming out with 13 new shades of her foundation also, and I'm very excited. I will repurchase this because it's so portable and so easy to use. Oh, and it does have a sharpener on the other end. It doesn't look like it, but... So it comes with a little sharpener on the other side. These. I personally like using it more when it's rounded because it drags across my eye a little bit easier and is easier to blend. But I guess it's just your personal preference. So the next product is kind of a 3-in-1. This is a Z palette with some Makeup Geek, a Makeup Forever, and some MAC shadows in a Z palette. And this Z palette is from Sephora. It is their baby-sized palette. It is $10, which is a great steal. Lots of other Z palettes are at least $15 to $20. The fact that you can get one and it can hold so many shadows and a contour shade and everything you need. So this large pan on the side, that is the new Makeup Geek contour shades. I own the shade Bad Habit, which is their, I believe, fair with warm undertones. And it is a dead-on dupe for Kat Von D's Shadow Play contour shade in the Contour and Light palette, which I own. But I just enjoy this small little palette because I can travel with it. And then next to it, which is the medium-sized pan, I have the Makeup Forever Artist Shadow in the color High Tea. And it is my favorite base shade. I mean, you get so much product, and it's really similar to my skin tone, but it's not overly opaque. Great for blending everything out. And next are these 9 shadows. I pretty much specifically bought this palette to fill it with stuff that I could travel with. So some of these are MAC shadows, and then some of these are Makeup Geek. Fun fact, MAC dropped the price of their single pan eyeshadows to $6, which makes them just as affordable as Makeup Geek shadows, and I'm assuming that that's why they did that, because Makeup Geek shadows are spectacular. They're so good. They have such a beautiful range of colors. I fell in love with them, and I actually stopped buying MAC products for a while just for that reason. So these top 3 here that are matte are the newer Makeup Geek colors from their spring collection, and the other shadows down here are all MAC shadows, and they're so beautiful. If you want me to do a video where I swatch all of my Makeup Geek shadows or all of my MAC shadows, please let me know, because if I do that right now, we'll be here for quite some time. These are some of my favorite colors, color here and there, and then I got some neutrals and some warm shades, and this is perfect for traveling, especially since I can fit my contour shade in there as well. I am getting a new MAC shadow, and also Sephora has 4 other sizes. I like the smaller ones. This is the new Shade and Light Eye Contour Quads. I have Plum and Smoke, and this one is Plum. These are spectacular eyeshadows. I think these are her best formula yet, in my opinion. I also own her, the Shade and Light Contour Eye Palette, the full one that has 12 different shadows. It is one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes. So this is Plum. So beautiful. And they're all so creamy. I actually thought that this giant pink shade was actually a cream shadow when I first swatched it, but it's not. They're all powders. These are so smooth. They blend out like a dream on any eye primer. These are finger use friendly, so when I'm in a rush, I like to just use my fingers, and they pick up so much pigment that way. I was really impressed. So this is another good travel friendly item. There are 4. There's Smoke, and then Rust and Sage. Plan on getting Rust and Sage at some point. I just wanted to try out the colors that I thought I'd use the most first. Let me swatch the purple for you. See that? That's insane. And I'm barely touching anything. Oh, can't. I like all of these. I used some of the colors actually on my eyes today. Can't wait to own the rest of them. I feel like Kat Von D's makeup has really skyrocketed in the past year or so. So stay tuned for more of these coming your way. So let's move on to some drugstore items. This is the L'Oreal Paris Voluminous Mascara. This is my favorite drugstore mascara that I've found so far. This is the curved wand, by the way. I get a really long wear. It's really black. It's just a good mascara. I mean, it does everything a mascara should do, where it doesn't flake. It goes on really easily. Once it dries, it doesn't budge. It's really comfortable to wear. It doesn't flake under my eyes. And I like it almost as much as I like my Kat Von D Immortal Lash mascara, which is my favorite. So to have a drugstore option that's only like $6 is really great. But if you want a really good drugstore mascara that gives you a lot of length, a lot of volume, I highly recommend this one. Next, we have the NYX MicroBrow Pencil. This is a dead-on dupe for the Anastasia Brow Wiz. I can't believe more people don't know about that, but this one is $5. The Anastasia Beverly Hills one is $21. No, that's way too expensive. But this one, I love it. You get quite a lot of product, and they have a really great shade range. And I have the one Auburn, and I like that it's not super pigmented. I really like to be able to build up the color of my brow. I don't like products that you get like a dark black line across your brow. I don't enjoy that. So this is a sheer formula. These are actually made in the same lab actually as the Anastasia Beverly Hills one, which I think is hilarious that they have like a $16 price difference. I highly recommend this one. Next, we have the reformulated Wet n Wild Icon blushes. I used to own a few of these when they were the other formula. Definitely like these ones a lot more. This is color Rose Champagne. It's a really great neutral blush with a little bit of shimmer. I've been wearing it on easy days where I want to do light makeup. Beautiful color. I think they have 6 new shades. This formula is way better. It's a lot creamier. It's not pressed as hard also, so it's a lot easier to pick up product with your brush. Highly recommend these. I'm going to be getting a few more every time I go. They're out of stock for a very good reason, because these are great. And these are $3. So go check these out next time you're in a Walgreens. Let's do, ooh, okay. I got excited. So this is not a new foundation, but it's new to me. This is the Superstay Maybelline Better Skin Foundation. I tried to do a review on it and then my phone deleted the footage. I was really sad. So at some point you will be seeing a review on this. I just have to film it again. But I own the shade 20, which is Classic Ivory. And then I also own the shade 30, which is Warm Nude. It matched me, number 30, but unfortunately this does oxidize. That's probably my biggest negative for this. So I went and grabbed the next lighter yellow shade. That's the other con for this, is that they have a lot of white people friendly shades, and once you get to number 12 it only goes to about an NW 40 maybe, so it's not very dark at all. I'm not a woman of color, but I can still get mad with you about it because it's crap. There should be more colors for everyone. But besides that, this is a really great foundation. It lasted a really long time on me. I got a good 9 hours of wear without it transferring, which is a huge plus because I have cats and they love to rub on my face, especially when I'm wearing a full face of makeup. I'm not careful, it gets all over their fur and then I have to spend a lot of time cleaning and they don't like it when I do that. But I have such a great drugstore foundation that doesn't transfer. Some yellow shades also, which lots of drugstores don't have. They have a lot of pink shades, but nothing really yellow or golden friendly. So the fact that they have some foundations like this, subscribe to my channel if you want to see a review on this foundation. Coming soon. This is the NYX Lingerie Liquid Lipstick, and I love these, and they're only $7. These are probably the best drugstore liquid lipsticks. I know the drugstore is still catching up on the whole liquid lipstick craze. I love these. They come in a bunch of really great neutral shades. This one is, what color is this? So this is the shade Exotic, which is probably their boldest shade out of the collection. I have about 5 other shades, I think, which I can do a mini swatch video for you guys if you'd like. So like this video if you'd like to see the NYX Lingerie Liquid Lipstick swatch video. But they're really creamy. They last a really long time. These remind me a lot of the Everlasting Liquid Lipsticks from Kat Von D, which are my other favorites. I was able to eat Vietnamese food without it smearing or flaking off, which I thought was really impressive. Let me actually do a swatch of this one because I like this. So this is the shade Exotic. It's not done drying. It's a really beautiful mid-tone red. It's actually really similar to Lolita, in my opinion, which is probably one of the best-selling liquid lipsticks. So I just wanted to show you, now that it's dried down, what Exotic looks like. So if you've been looking for a good dupe, this is a great one. So this is the E.L.F. Ultimate Blending Brush. This is a $6 brush that I got at CVS. So amazing. E.L.F. comes out with some spectacular affordable brushes. I really need to do a larger online order so I can test out a bunch of them, but this is great for medium to full coverage foundations. It's really easy to buff foundations that you want. The bristles are synthetic so they don't eat up too much product, which I really appreciate. I don't think this would be great for light coverage foundations, but anything more than a medium coverage, this is perfect. I also use this to buff on powder sometimes when I'm in a rush. Highly recommend. Again, it's only $6 at CVS. So I have 2 concealers to talk about. The first is the Cover FX Cream Concealer. I love this. This is great for the under eyes. It is a very hydrating formula and is very full coverage. So you only need a little bit. Do not go overboard with this, otherwise you'll be a creasy mess. But I love the fact that Cover FX has a wide range of colors. This is the shade in G Light, and I don't do under eye concealer every day, but for those days where I wake up and I got some insomnia bags, this is really helpful. Next I have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Concealer. It is their pot concealer. I have the shade 1.5. Their shades are weird. Similar to MAC, their cools are actually warm and their warm shades are actually cool. So 1.5 says it's supposed to be a cool shade, but it's not. It's a warm shade. I don't really know why they do that. You get so much product. Like, look at that. It's a lot of product. See, how much do you actually get? Hold on. You get 0.35 ounces, which doesn't sound like a lot, but for a really full coverage foundation, as you can see, I've barely used any, but I use it almost every day. So this is going to last me the longest time. And I use this mostly to clean up wing liner or to use it around the edge of my mouth to clean up any lipstick and to cover up any redness. Again, that's why I picked a more yellow shade, is to cover the redness that I have in my face for my psoriasis. So if you're looking for a really great concealer, these are one of the more affordable concealers from a high-end brand. I highly recommend it. Only a few more products, I promise. It's gonna be a long video. Oh god. So next we have the Bite Beauty Amuse Bouche. Is the funniest name, I'm sorry. And I own the shade Saki, which is a beautiful cool tone pink with a little bit of a plum undertone to it. I love these because they don't smell like vanilla. I'm getting so tired of every single lipstick I own smelling like vanilla. It gets a little old. These ones smell like lemon cake. And fun fact about Bite Beauty is that it's all food grade ingredients. If you're ever in the zombie apocalypse, you run out of food, you can eat these. I wouldn't, but just as a backup. Let me swatch this one for you too. That one on top, the Saki. And it has a little bit of a sheen to it. So it's not completely matte, but it's not one of those super glossy, overly shiny lipsticks, which I really don't like. I think mattes are way prettier. It's really hydrating too. It's really comfortable. I got a good 6 hours out of this lipstick, which is pretty impressive for a non-matte lipstick. They are coming out with new shades. I think they have 26 shades available on the website. Check them out next time you're there. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And if you want to see any reviews on any of these products, please let me know in the comment section below. I want this to be as user-friendly as possible. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can stay up to date with my other videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Exactly. 3 products. Ooh. I almost broke that. Okay. It's pretty spectacular. Spectacular? Spectacular.
I can't form words. So, back to the palette.
I would have sucked. Okay. Shallow. Eyeshallow? Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah.
Blah 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 blah.
Okay. Here.